Hey there, I'm Dr. Angie, and this is my pug, Mr. Pugsley, and today I'm going to be answering pet parents' questions about CBD, eye boogers, turmeric, and how long vaccines actually last. Let's get started. Lori writes, I'm wondering if you have any suggestions for getting rid of the black gunk that invariably forms around my cat's eyes. Eye boogers can be caused by anatomical kind of structure, or it can be caused by food or environmental allergies. So if your vet checks your kitty out and your cat's eye is anatomically normal or doesn't kind of pocket in the lower lid, then it's probably food or environmental allergies. Usually with food, I like to take away grains for kitties. I take away the corn, wheat, and maybe even rice if there's anything in there. Or you could try changing the protein source, maybe from chicken and turkey to a fish-based or a beef-based diet. Try that and let me know how it goes. Lara writes, do you have a book about holistic health for dogs? Not yet. I have to get my youngest out of diapers before I can do something like write a book, but it will happen. Tracy writes, have you heard of any success with HempRx helping cats with oral tumors? Would you still recommend with starting with 2 drops twice per day? Tracy, yes, I have heard anecdotal reports of oral tumors getting better for at least a short time with topical application of HempRx. And as far as starting out with 2 drops twice a day, I think you could easily start off with 4 to 6 drops twice a day. With patients with cancer, I usually start with a higher dose and increase more rapidly. Chris writes, why or how do vets validate the practice of annual vaccinations when clearly dogs are protected for many years? We don't get tetanus shots, but every 10 years for the same logical reason. So why do we treat our animals differently? Chris, this is an excellent question and a little bit complicated to answer. So when we think about how long vaccines last, we need to think about what we're vaccinating for and what the technology of the vaccine is. For example, a rabies vaccine we know lasts longer than a leptospirosis vaccine. Leptospirosis is a spirochete, and so the technology to make immunity against that spirochete, which is like a bacteria, it's not as good. It's harder for the immune system to remember. We know that vaccine lasts at about a year, maybe a little bit under. And so for that reason, we vaccinate every year. Now, rabies should never need vaccines every year because we know that our 3-year vaccines last at least 3 years. We have data to prove that. So it really depends on what we're vaccinating for. We can probably get longer duration of immunity with rabies or parvo and distemper, but we need to check titers, which is a way to check the blood to see if there are circulating antibodies against that disease. So it's an excellent question. Meredith writes, I would like to try CBD for arthritis, anxiety, and seizures. What do you think? Well, I think that's a great reason to try CBD for your dog. Those are conditions that I have great success using CBD for in my practice, so I would say go for it. Annie writes, does turmeric itself cause a reaction, or is it the form, like a tincture, or could I use a different form? So if your dog is having a reaction to any herb, you can try a different form. It's possible that it's another ingredient in the formulation, or you could just try a different herb. There's only one way to find out, and that's to try. If you have questions you'd like me to answer, you can email me at angie@boulderholisticvet.com, and I'll talk to you soon.